So let me show you some of the changes we made in the admin recently. So we were talking about the admin link. So now when you click, you are on another page in the admin. When you click on this link, you are going back to the /admin URL. And if you want to open the front website, you just need to click on this external icon, external link.
But people who have been using Orchard for 10 years now, Orchard 1 and Orchard Core, how will they handle that? They will be completely confused.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's Bertrand who decided that when you click there.
It was confusing to click on this link and to open the front site.
Why are you lying? That's not why you made that. You made the change because you wanted to be able to go to the dashboard with somewhere, and you said, okay, maybe this link should be the dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not because it's confusing, it's because it was not good for you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
I always thought that it was confusing for
after 10 years.
Yeah.
After 10 years, it's not confusing anymore.
Thank you, Jasmin.
Okay.
So we were also talking about the new tenants, where we used an icon to render the state of the tenant. So you will be able to display more lines in one screen. So for example, if you enable the setting to put the titles in the top bar, you should be able to see all the 10 tenants and the pager in one page without scrolling.
I think the little dot should be bigger, to be as big as the font or the checkbox.
Okay.
If you, I was confused when I saw your screenshot. I didn't know what was wrong, so I looked at GitHub right now. And on the issues, you can see they have the status like closed, open, and it's actually the same size as the font. Just my point of view. So if you find other, Jasmin, you're the specialist.
We used an FA-XS class, CSS class.
Yeah, I think it should be like you say, but maybe also before the checkbox, like on GitHub, but it's fine like it is right now.
No, on GitHub, the checkbox is before, like now.
No, it's.
I have it open.
Just if you go to the notification list, yeah, there's a notification.
Oh, notification list. I was looking at the issues.
Yeah, the issue doesn't have that.
Okay, well, yeah,
they have an icon after, but now you don't have any notifications. So let me add one.
Wait, there's everything.
Yeah, and there is a little blue dot when.
Check my notification.
Yeah, you can see. Right. They are before the checkbox.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Nicer.
In fact, we should have three things there: an icon, and the dots for the status.
But what will be the icon then?
Yeah, good question.
I know that's good. I like the dots before. It's nice. Yeah, same size as GitHub and boom, done. Before.
Okay.
And centered horizontally. They're not lined up very well at the moment.
Yeah, the alignment is bad right now.
Yeah, but we can fix that.
Yeah, I was also wondering if we could add that kind of plus menu. That would be something like this new menu in the top navbar.
Is the top navbar extensible? Did we make it with a custom zone?
There is a zone called navlinks.
Good.
Yeah, so you can add any link you want. For example, that could be also the culture selector, the culture picker.
I've never really liked the new top left menu.
Me neither.
I don't use it much. It's nice to have here. We ported it from Motion 1, and it has been decided that it was good. Maybe I think it was there from the beginning, right, Bertrand? It was always there. It was always a special one.
Yeah.
The issue that I have.
What do we have in terms of customization of the menu, by the way? I mean, from the admin.
Right now, you mean, or before?
Yeah.
Right now, we can do everything. It's all dynamic. You can add custom.
Very nice.
Well,
yeah, so you could.
So you missed the demo
if you wanted to, right?
Those two menus are.
We followed what was your feature that we copied? The tree, something, content tree, and things like that. That's where we do it, and it's all dynamic. And then Dean made it, and you can add taxonomy is driving it also.
Yeah.
And there is a UI, so
blue tree.
It's not only dynamic from the code, but also there is a feature where you can go there and say, I want to add my own menu pointing to there here in the middle. So it's anyone from the admin can add things to the menu dynamically, not just by code.
Oh, it's not working anymore, the drag and drop.
Yeah, that's just
okay. Yeah. And so a PR I am working on that is in progress is about the content items list. The idea is to use so 5 columns.
I hate
the title, the tags, the content type, the date and owner, and when you are over a line, we display the buttons, the actions.
So if you use columns, I want them to be aligned on the right. And then they are not columns, they are like divs that are on a specific size, but not actual columns, because otherwise there is so much space, it's not aligned, it's not aligned. There is uneven space based on your screen. You see, like, why is there 5 centimeters on the right and the left of the EN tag? Why?
Because sometimes it's aligned on the right and sometimes on the left.
Yeah, so that's why I don't like it. So if you look at the GitHub issues or notification, you will see they have the notion of colon, if you like, but like we said, but you see on the right, these are like of columns, but they are more aligned.
There is a big white space in the middle of the screen.
Yeah, here in your case, you have white space everywhere. That's, I mean.
It's just alignment because you need to float on the right side. Which can be fixed pretty easily.
I prefer this view than the one with the columns.
Yeah, but it's useful for breakpoints because you can hide our. Right now we can't just like break the UI when the window is smaller.
I don't agree. You can still you can still hide things when you can. Oh, I don't agree. You can do whatever you want even with no columns.
So one of the problems with the columns that are there is that all of those zones, like for published and for the localizations, are zones. And I quite regularly put in extra statuses, but if you put them in a column, then I can't fit my extra statuses in there because you've given me quite a limited size to work with. I really like what you've done. Just the column thing gets me as well.
You are all these styles, and that's 4 columns to display what you want.
I agree. That's good. You can improve that, but you don't need to use columns in the middle. You can align it on the right or on the left, and not break the line. Still.
Okay. And so, as I said, the buttons appear when you are over. What?
So if you do that, you will have to by default define the accessibility tags because there is no way you know what it does. Like if I use an iPad, for instance, how do I know what it does? I hate that. I have to click to know what it does, and I hope it doesn't do something wrong. And here, take your mouse out of the screen. You don't even know you can do something. So if you have a finger, what do?
You click on it.
No, you can't. You don't know there is something to click on.
Hey,
You select and then you see that it's not intuitive at all. Why not just leave it there visible? At least, because otherwise, look at your phone. Whatever phone you have, look at what they show in a list like this to follow the UI guidelines, because otherwise we'll lose some users. I don't know what to do here.
Okay, it was to look like Azure DevOps. The Fluent UI in Azure DevOps.
Do they show hide icons based on when you hover it? I think that's wrong. I would open it on my side, but I think that's wrong.
Maybe buttons like favorite or okay.
Yeah, but I think you can decide how many columns you have also on DevOps, and you can display some and remove some others. Choose the ones that you want. Yeah, which we don't have here, but yeah.
And I made the content type clickable to filter on the content type easily.
Yeah, this could be in the extraneous 3 dots, like, okay. If we still have that thing, yeah, like show me on all of this type instead of showing it on every line.
Yeah.
Which one is published and which one is draft? I can't tell now.
Well, and fortunately, you have a mouse because you can't even tell that there are actually options that you can do, things that you can do if you don't have a mouse.
So if, for example, there is a published version and I make a change. I save a draft. It will be a published version and a draft, a pending draft.
That's weird. To have two.
Yeah, could we not have like one half green, one half blue?
But it's like a state, but you have 2 states here. Why not just use icons?
The current UI it's published draft. The current UI, you have 2 badges, published and draft.
Yeah.
Icons rather than dots, though, maybe we need as well. Like in GitHub there, and the issues or the notifications, you were seeing statuses for what had been done to them, or the actions like merged or stuff, and the pills, the circles were just for marked or unread.
I don't like the buttons here, and while we are at what I don't like, the date. I don't like to see the full date. I like to see the time span like we had before. Did we have it like the 1 minute ago, 1 day ago, and then? I prefer that. Talks to me. I don't have to parse in my head what's the day today, and when was it done, like what's the time, and is it UTC or is it local, and I'm lost. So it helps my brain not to think. I know the answer there.
At the opposite, if I want to know when exactly.
Well, you hover it. You should be able to hover it like you can or thing. Yeah, to have the full. Yeah, okay. And again for accessibility, we have all the metadata with the actual date.
The time HTML element. Yeah.
So okay to make it shorter on one line when it can fit. That's a good idea. And but try to find. I don't like the pins. The how do you call that? The buttons. Prefer the when it says draft publish or when you can or icons, not just this is for status. It's weird. And visibility of the actions, what they do with icons or with titles and everything, accessibility, and that I don't have to have a mouse to see that there are actions and over that. Yeah. First, list of feedback on my side, then whatever anyone else wants to add. Also test it on left to right, right to left. Surprises.
Yeah, and it also has an impact on the widgets.
I see, because we reuse that, which is good to be able to reuse with that something.
It has its own layout, but inside of each shape, it's using the rendering.
Okay, so it needs to be compatible, unless we break the widget UI and fix it to adapt to this view or to the necessity to whatever is necessary to make it work in both. Okay.
And you can see the over background
when you're
each line.
So currently there are only the icons, and if we merge this PR, the text will be back.
Yeah, can I add something, Antoine? We made these buttons to be configurable from CSS. So if you want to remove the text, you can. And if you want to have a button like it was before, then you can do by using CSS overrides.
Yes.
When I saw these links, I was wondering, should these be buttons? Should these be links? They have always been buttons, and I like it, but they are button links. There are links that are configured as buttons to look like buttons. And I'm wondering if it's better to have a link in this case that look like a link than to look like a button.
It's the same in the end. It's just a component. If you use an anchor or a button, it does the same for the UI.
Yeah, but as a user, when I see something in the UI, is it simpler to understand what happens, or that I can click if it's a button, or if it looks like a text as a link? But here, there's nothing that tells me it's a link. Okay, there is no common representation of a link in Orchard. You don't know that it's a link because it's blue, it's underscore, and there is a background of green. We don't have any. There is no cohesion there. It's not consistent. So it's hard to know that it's a link because there is no such thing as it's a link in the UI verbs in Orchard. That's why and the button, on the contrary, everyone sees and understands that these buttons, they do things. So that's why I like buttons, because there is no ambiguity. Maybe it's wrong, but
I see your point. I agree. At the same time, maybe making this configurable, then people can decide for themselves.
Yeah, they want.
They
will do with whatever is there. Like when I use Word, I don't ask, can I change my titles in uppercase or lowercase? They are like you could do in Visual Studio. I mean, I take what it is and I like it or I don't like it, and I expect people to make the good judgment for me.
Okay.
So
at the same time, GitHub use these kinds of things. If you look at their list of content items, they use a lot of icons, but
my personal preference is to have buttons because I know I can click on them.
Yeah.
And I don't have any microsecond that is lost thinking, can I click or can I not click on that? When I see this right now, I don't know what I can do with that. I might want to try to hover it and to click it.
Yeah,
but it's
look look what Antoine is doing. He's just adding
so
the VTN primary. And
personally, I prefer when they look like buttons. That's my personal, and that's why I'm asking, am I wrong? Because maybe they should be icons. That looks nice as button. I also think like it's balanced. It's really getting a good balance on the UI. It's less lightweight, less white, and it's.
The default could be that, and
I like
it's
it.
configurable.
I like it.
I mean, it's still configurable for anyone, for everyone.
So edit, view, these are actions. So I like also the verbs, okay? Edit, view, actions. I can understand maybe a drop-down would be better in the drop-down icon instead of the, or just keep the 3 dots or remove the button at that screen because it's not an action. What does localizations do? It's a button, but it's not a button.
Oh, it's not. It should have something.
Okay, so you see that
drop down.
So verb is an action in the link. Good. Otherwise, put a drop down so I know that it's not an action. Same thing for actions, or something that shows that it will drop down. Yeah, actions and localization.
Yeah, the 3 little dots end up looking weird with the text beside them.
Yes,
that way.
The 3 little dots is either the 3 little dots exactly like it was before, without button, just the thing, and without the text. It talks to me, it's easy because I don't know who has an iPhone and understand, because I have an Android phone, and I know that this icon, the 3 dots, means more options, and I can click on that. Okay, so if it's just the icon, I'm fine with that. Otherwise, it's a text and a drop down and a button, actions like it was before.
Yeah, I'm on the iPhone, but I recognize the 3 dots from DevOps, and I'm all right with that. I understand it easily enough.
And localization is a list, so that makes sense to have a drop down and not. We can have an icon still on the left, but we need the drop down on the right with the arrow, like the actions now.
Okay. And
I believe that if you have the arrow and the globe, maybe you can drop the localization word. If again, just brainstorming, if we don't have to talk now, you can provide different, yeah, because that's fine. As long as I see there is a drop down, I'm not afraid of clicking because I know it's a drop down. I know there is something after that I can see. So
I would keep these elements in the UI, but just hide them with CSS to just have it. But yeah.
Okay.
Because everyone will have their preference. But
yes and no. Everyone has their preference, but again, first I won't pay the price to change it because I have preferences. So what you say is that keep the text in case someone wants to customize it and wants to pay the price for it. And that I could agree. Saying that everyone has their preferences, I mean, yes, everyone has their preferences, but again, I don't change the text of the file menu in Word. I don't even want to be able to do that, even if I prefer it to be written in uppercase. I mean, that's
the important, or one of the important things for me, because I had a few sites where we extend this list. We don't restyle it, we just stick extractions in, is that we still have some buttons with text because we have a lot of other buttons that need text, and without it all just starts looking a bit weird.
okay. So like this, I'm fine. The 3 dots and the drop down is that ideal, but I can, like 3 dots would be sufficient. But yeah, let's not take too much time on that. People have other things to do. But I like to feedback on that. That looks good. And that I don't know.
Okay.